Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from Hotel West End in beautiful Nice. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, deboer wetsuits, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Quintana Premium Plus Sports, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest has a great heritage in our sport. His father, Frank Heldoorn, was a great pro for many, many years. Niek Heldoorn joins us. Nick, how you doing, bud?
Thank you, Bob. I'm doing very well. It's an absolute honor to be here. Thank you.
What a treat. Now, usually when you have a son following in his dad's footsteps in a really high-paying sport like tennis or golf, triathlon, you don't see it quite as much because it's a brutal way to make a living. What led you to, was it triathlon from when you were a little boy?
Absolutely. When I was 6, I obviously had seen my dad do many triathlons before. Sadly, I didn't get to experience many of his great pro wins because I was too young. But I just asked him one day, Dad, can we find like a mini triathlon?
Yeah.
I can do like a 1/16. We found one in September, luckily, somewhere. And I did it the first time doing breaststroke, the 250 meters, riding a normal bike with a Winnie the Pooh helmet. So
wait, Winnie the Pooh helmet. You're gonna have to break that out.
Yeah, we might do a paint job in the future, absolutely. But I wasn't fast, nor like today I do a sprint triathlon more than twice as fast, luckily. But I enjoyed every minute of it.
Loved it.
Absolutely, it was completely sold from the beginning. So.
And was Dad excited about the fact that you wanted to get involved with your sport?
Obviously. He's never pushed me, obviously, but he's always been super supportive and enthusiastic about me doing the beautiful sport of triathlon.
And when did you make the decision to, okay, I'm liking this sport, I'm going to probably thinking about the Olympics at the beginning, but then at some point realizing maybe my genes tell me that I should be going long.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. I never stopped doing the sport. I also never tried anything different. I've been a triathlete for as long as I can remember.
Yes.
I joined some local triathlon clubs and the local training center for the Olympic team. And afterwards I transferred to the national team, trying to make the Olympics when I was younger.
Right.
But before I was 18, I realized, or after I was 18, not really my jam, not the child's dream I started doing the triathlon for. Besides that, my swim wasn't too great either for the Olympic distance. So the little child in me said, you should try the long distance thing because you'll enjoy it more. And
Challenge Almere 2021?
Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah.
You got 16th place, but you knew this is where you needed to be.
Yeah, I set a very strict target for myself. I was looking at the times the top athletes were doing at the time, and I was like, I might have not trained for very long for a long distance. I only had 2.5 months after I decided I wanted to start there. But it's not like I haven't been swimming, biking, and running all this time.
Your whole life, yeah.
Exactly. So I set myself the goal of going sub 8:30 for my first one, if everything goes right. And I barely made that, so I was allowed to continue for myself.
And obviously, if you need, Challenge Almere, 8:25, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
you killed it. 8:30 was a goal. Come on now.
I just passed it. Yeah, the run was a kilometer short, so I was very strict on myself.
So when you're thinking, I probably need a coach, you didn't have to look very far.
No. I called my dad after a European short distance race, and I said, we've got 2.5 months. I want to do Almere. Will you be my coach again? And he was very happy to say yes, of course.
That is very cool. And then this last year, when you go, and your dad had done Embrun a lot of times, right?
He did it once, I believe.
Oh, just one time?
Just one time in the late 90s, I think.
Okay. He did it once, but he came over with you last year when you won the race.
Yeah. We decided after Almere, we need a way to be able to turn pro.
Right.
Looking at my body, only 63 kilos, we needed a race where climbing, but most of all descending, was an integral part of the race, because I love doing that. And we decided on Embrun because it's a very mythical race with great properties to be able to.
A ton of climbing.
Yeah, it's almost 4,000 meters of elevation change on the bike, and also 400 or 500 on the run. So it's not an easy feat.
And did Dad get pretty emotional?
Yeah, he had been crying tears of joy and excitement from start to finish the whole day. Like I saw a couple of videos of him filming the start, and he just was already tearing up at the start of it.
That got him back into thinking he was going to do Embrun this year.
Yeah, he had a lot of years since his last long distance triathlon. I believe it's 17.
Yes.
But he was inspired enough to do it again this year. So he started. Sadly, couldn't finish because of a hamstring injury.
Yes.
But
got him back out there.
Got him back out there. So he's always been fit and training. But hopefully I helped him get passionate again about doing some age group racing.
Well, and that's actually the race your dad did a ton was Lanzarote.
Yeah.
That was it. That was like, what, 7 times or something like that?
He did it 6 times as a pro, 6 podiums, and I could carry on that legacy with a 7th start, 7th podium.
Yeah, that is. And then when I look at your races between Lanzarote, Alpe d'Huez, Embrun, lots of climbing.
Yeah, it obviously suits my body posture. Very small guy, and with my age and the short distance racing, the punchy stuff is very good for me, obviously.
Right.
But I'm quite a madman on the descents, so that's the part I love very much about the racing too. There.
When this course has all of that.
Yes and no.
It's not doesn't have the technical descents that you would like.
Exactly, that's right. But definitely there are some descents where you need to be very, very concentrated, where it's dangerous if you're lacking the concentration you need to go down here. So I very much like it, exactly.
And this course, obviously, 8,000 feet of climbing during the bike, or 7,900 and some feet of climbing, but the run's flat.
Yeah.
That's good for you?
I love it flat, just because I like to get into a rhythm on the run, which is very hard to do in the other races I've done before, except Almere, because the Netherlands is pancake flat, obviously.
Right.
But I'm very excited about the combination of a tough bike into probably a very, very fast run on Sunday.
Well, and when I look at your 2:43 run at Ironman Lanzarote, and that is not a flat run.
It's not flat. That's right. But it's pretty straightforward at least. But the wind and the heat
always
make it difficult.
Yeah. There's no shade anywhere on that island.
No, exactly.
Yes, right. Yeah, and then the other thing is I did the commentary for ESPN one year at Lanzarote back in your dad's era when Peter Reed won the thing, and I just remember that the wind, even climbing. The wind was in your face. The wind is relentless. Yeah.
You'd think with the average speed being aero wouldn't be very important there.
Right.
But just because the wind speed is so high, even on the uphill parts, it's super important to stay tucked in the aero position.
Yes.
So I was very happy to do some aero testing in the months before, because it definitely helped me. Yeah.
Have you spent some time training on this course?
I've seen the total bike course 2 times. I've been on there 3 times. Seen all the climbs, seen all the descents, did them a couple times. I've seen where I'm gonna probably cry for my mom out on course. I've seen where I'm probably going to be happy to be back. But it's very challenging, very hard, but I like it a lot.
With at the end, from 80 miles on, it's a lot of downhill. Can you make up ground there, or is it not technical enough for you to make up ground?
I hope that my opinion of it not being too technical is different from some of the guys' opinions, simply because I like the course and I like the descending. So I hope to make up some time in the stuff that's relatively technical. But also I believe it's a course where being on the pedal and pushing power every single mile of the way is very important. So I hope to just have like a very like a race that's very well divided, where I'm not going to die at the end of the race.
I'm not going to die.
Be able to close up on some of the guys that maybe went out a little too hard.
So in the season, when you have Ironman World Championship this early, September 10th, that leaves a lot of season left. Will you do some other racing?
Depending on how this race goes, I might do Ironman Cozumel in the end of the year. But after this race, even if it goes badly, let's hope it doesn't. But I'll just have some really off time and enjoy my time away from the hard work I've been doing in the last couple months.
Are you at a point now where you can make a living as a professional triathlete, or are you still working a real job?
Very lucky to be able to call this my full job. I had to work in a restaurant a lot of hours. I did that for 3 years, where it was basically a full-time job for me.
Yes.
Always knowing what the goal was and where I wanted to end up. And then Embrun completely changed my life for the better.
Winning Embrun last year
exactly.
changed everything.
Yeah, it changed the sponsors around me. The race afterwards has just allowed me to be a professional athlete, for which I'm very thankful.
That is very cool. And Dad's still coaching you?
Absolutely, yeah. He'll be here too to support and coach. So that's going to be a very special feeling having him out here and really following in his footsteps.
Well, will this be the first World Championship that you guys are at together?
Yep, absolutely. So it's I think I've been asked that question like literally 1,000 times in my life. Like, will you follow in the footsteps of your dad? And after this year, I can actually say
yes. We both. He's
absolutely.
Coaching me at the World Championship.
We've done it.
I love it. Hey, such a pleasure to meet you, Nick.
Thank you. It's likewise, Bob. Thank you.
Have a great race, and definitely say hi to your dad for me.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Niek Heldoorn has been our guest. Everybody, again, Breakfast with Bob from the beautiful Hotel West End. Hold on, we will be right back.